Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for June 17, 2015. A proposal in the Massachusetts State Legislature to abolish mandatory minimum sentencing for drug offenses has become a polarizing issue. Politicians who want to keep mandatory minimum sentences claim that they are an important tool for prosecutors. Those who want to abolish them cite racial disparities and a lack of judicial discretion as problems with mandatory minimums. State Representative Paul Heroux, who wants to abolish the sentences, spoke to us about the status of the proposal on Beacon Hill.
You have a mandatory minimum for certain drug offenses, not all drug offenses, mandatory minimums for property crimes, for sex crimes. They exist for all there's five crime categories: person, sex, property, drug, and other. And so they do exist for all the five different crime categories. And what we're looking at doing right now is just eliminating them for drug offenders, because that is, right now in a Mass DOC there's about, I think it's around 1,500 or so people who are incarcerated with a drug offense. 1,000 of them, roughly 2/3, are in there on a mandatory minimum. Well, we just had the bill in Judiciary Committee, where it had well over 800 people. It's between 600 and 800, that is able to be held in the Gardner Auditorium, but there was overflow. So there's over 800 people that showed up, to support this. And some people showed up to oppose it as well. The district attorneys who use mandatory minimums as a way to help, people plea to a lesser crime, but that way they don't have to actually bring the case to trial. They were there opposing the changing of mandatory minimums, but overwhelmingly people were in support of getting rid of mandatory minimums for drug offenses. So it went through Judiciary Committee. Now the committee is going to determine whether or not it's going to advance to the House, for a vote, and then it'll be the Speaker who decides whether or not it's going to be put up for a vote or not.
Summer is the busy season for the Attleboro Recreation Department. The Rec Department will be hosting events and camps all summer long. We spoke to Recreation Director Dennis Walsh about all the great summer offerings from the Rec Department.
One of the first events, and one of our biggest of the year, is Kids Fourth Fun, always held on the 4th of July, down at the Ponce and Hewitt Recreation Facility on Oak Hill Avenue. A nice event that we have, this will be our second annual Family Fun Night, we call it, and that'll be on Friday, July 17th, over at the Spatcher Pool on North Avenue, where we'll have open swim, free swim for Attleboro residents, and swim will be from 6:30 until dusk, and then once it starts to get dark out, we have a big screen set up over at the Hayward Field complex, and bring your chairs, etc., and we'll be showing the movie Pocahontas on the big screen. We have both a morning and an afternoon session of what we call Camp Let's Go Play. That also is at the Ponce and Hewitt Recreation Facility, and we have a morning session from 9 until 11:30, and then an afternoon session from 12:30 until 3, where it's a drop-off program for kids entering grades 1 through 8. We'll have high school and college students there to work with the kids, just to recreate, have fun. They'll play all kinds of outdoor sport games, and the kids kind of pick. Do they want to play soccer? Do they want to play dodgeball? Do they want to play freeze tag? Whatever it is. It's just a nice, fun activity for kids, and that again is free, and that goes on from June 29th until August 14th, Monday through Friday. We also have a wonderful traveling arts and crafts program, which goes to a different facility every day of the week. We have a Sports for Squirts program for two programs, one for children ages 3 to 4 and another one for kids ages 5 to 7. That's a week-long camp late in July, and it's a great introduction for youngsters into various sports from around the world, and it's put on by the USSR, United States Sports Institute. Great kids that come over from Europe for the summer and work over here in the United States. They do a great job. We have a Adventures in Television program with our friends at DoubleACS. That's also held July 13th through the 17th at their facility. Kids get introduced to the great world of television, and working with the Council of Churches. Once again this summer on Tuesdays and Thursdays, free lunches will be provided to Attleboro youngsters at noon on Tuesdays and Thursdays, both here at the Briggs Playground and at the Nickerson Ball Field down on South Avenue. They also have free lunches over at Capron Park and down at the Richardson School down on South Main Street. There's a lot to do, the things that I've mentioned, plus there's a lot more here in our summer brochure. For more information, go to cityofattleboro.us/rec.
That's it for today's update. For DoubleACS News, I'm David Angell.